Well, let's do a little exercise. Does anybody have any questions yet? Everybody good? Let's just do a quick little exercise to start to downregulate that nervous system, okay? So this is called alternate nostril breathing, and for those of you who do yoga on a regular basis, understand how to do this, but maybe not why. The right nostril is tied to your sympathetic nervous system, and the left nostril is tied to your parasympathetic nervous system, okay? So as we alternate our breathing patterns through the nostrils, we're actually able to manually bring ourselves back down into a less sympathetic dominance. We start to downregulate into parasympathetic, okay? So let's take our right hand, and then we're going to close the left nostril with the peace fingers. All right, and if you want to, you can close your eyes and just inhale through the right nostril, nice and slow. Pause. And then exhale through the left nostril. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Two more times. Last one. And with eyes closed, lower your hand. Just breathe normally through the nostrils. And notice how you feel. All right, float your eyes open. Anybody feel markedly less stressed? Everyone's good? Okay. All right. Let's move on to page 4. Or I guess it would be page 3. You can. Again, the right nostril is tied to the sympathetic nervous system. So if you exhale left, you're actually calming yourself down. If you're sluggish, lethargic, let's try it. So let's inhale left and exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. And just breathe normally. Now it might be subtle, but most of you are going to feel a little more energized. Is this right? Do you feel the difference? Okay. When I asked, does anybody feel markedly more relaxed? Everyone was too relaxed to answer, right? So exhaling left, if you're in an environment where you're stressed out, you recognize that you are stressed, you're anxious, this is a great tool to really get the ball rolling very quickly. All right? All right, so this next page talks about the tattvas. Now that's an Ayurvedic term. It's a Sanskrit word. It's really just qualities. It means qualities. And all of these tattvas, or qualities, are just qualities. They're not good, they're not bad. They are part of our existence. If it exists, it has these qualities. In nature, this building has qualities. Our human bodies have these qualities. Our food has these qualities. The weather, the season. Every single thing in existence contain at least a handful of these qualities. And in Ayurveda, our job is to try to create a balance between the two, which is tricky because everything's always changing. The time of day changes. In the morning, the quality of the day is different than in the evening. Noontime is certainly different than night, okay? Our meals that we eat, the company that we keep, every single thing that we do shifts these qualities, all right? So that's what makes it such a vast science, because there's so many things to consider. So I want to introduce this concept to you so that you can take this home and you can actually start to apply it. Jennifer, when you're starting to worry about your kids, right? You're starting to think, oh gosh, what I'm worrying about. Are they going to be okay? Are they going to thrive? Are they going to whatever? Look at what those qualities look like. Can anybody extrapolate the chief complaint and assign a quality to those chief complaints on here? So it feels dense to you? Yeah, it can be too heavy, right? But okay, what about anxiety? What is the quality of anxiety? It has a tendency to be light. It can be like really like out here, right? All right. So most of the qualities of anxiety are on the left side of this page. Light, sharp. It could be hot, right? You could start to feel warm, dry. You know, do you notice how you're feeling fairly anxious or worried or overwhelmed, your mouth gets dry. Maybe your stools get dry. It can be rough. Your stools might get more liquid or hard. But these qualities are depleting. Okay? Does that make sense? Is everyone following me okay? All right. So our job is to figure out what is the opposite and not swing all the way over to that opposite quality, but try to figure out how to balance it. And we do that through a number of methods, and one of them is breathing. Let's do another little example and do some mouth breathing. So you can start to assign a quality. When you get nervous, notice how you're breathing. It's likely that you're not breathing through your nose. Is that right, Amanda? Okay. So let's all just take a few, strong, okay, you just got startled, and pump the breath a few times. And relax. It's impossible, right? Now do you feel stirred up? Does everyone feel a little more anxious? Okay. Let's do a couple left nostril exhales. So we inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Do that a couple times. And then just notice how you feel again.
Can I ask, I find that the alternative nostril breathing does help eventually, but at first it riles me up. I don't know if this is true, but I think I'm breathing too much, like this great big inhale or a great big, like it's too extreme or something. Is there, do you recommend just doing it slightly? Usually when I'm in a yoga class, they're like, inhale. It seems the opposite to me,
Okay, so the way we do pranayama, that's a very good point. There's not one person in this room that's exactly the same. There's nobody here that has the same life experiences, the same people in their lives, they don't eat the same food, we don't have the same DNA. So the way you breathe is going to be specific to you. So when you're doing alternate nostril breath and your teacher goes, okay, take a huge inhale, and you already know that that's not good for you, back off. That's our job. Nobody can know you better than you. And that's why we're introducing these tattvas, because you can look through. In fact, everyone look through these 20 qualities and pick 3 or 4 that you would say characterizes your current situation. If you have a tendency to be angry, maybe heat would be one of them, you know? So just kind of look at that. Was this easy? Was this easy to find, or is you still working on it? Did you find some, Amanda? How about you, Jessica? Okay. So Jessica, share one of your qualities. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So look across, and what is the opposite of mobile? All right. So stability is your friend. And if you do suffer from worry or anxiety or any kind of like mind trippy thing that keeps you off center, that's probably likely for almost all of us. Is this true? All right. Somebody else share a quality that they have.
Sharp. I always feel like a edge.
All right, sharp. Okay. How does that feel? Yeah, it's no fun. All right, so the opposite is, all right. Quick story. I just led an Ayurvedic cleanse about a month ago. We finished, I think it was. Yeah, almost exactly. And the homework part of it was designed to slow everybody down. And at first everyone was like, I don't have time to do all this. And then what they discovered and they articulated was because they did all this, they had more time. And so yes, your plate is full, but it might be full because you're not slowing down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're going to try some things on the next few days and see what works and what doesn't. Okay. Somebody else. Rough. Who said that? Okay, Kirsten. All right. And the opposite quality is? Yeah. What can you think of that would be smooth that you could add to your life? What has the quality of smooth? It doesn't have to be in the same category as your roughness.
Smooth is actually, I always feel like when I'm anxious, I don't want food. I want just a smoothie, something that's cool and simple to just...
So you want smooth food. Perfect. Beautiful. And it does the trick, doesn't it? Pretty great. Unctuousness. So like an avocado is kind of slippery, right? Oil is slippery. You know, oil gets a bad rap that is bad, bad, bad. Not necessarily. In fact, not at all. Mostly. All right. Somebody else. Hot. And the opposite quality is? All right. In what context is hot?
Well, if I start getting stressed out or anxious or anything like that, I get really irritable with myself, because it's like a cycle of thoughts that you can like push away. So I'm just kind of like a rat in a wheel kind of thing.
Anybody else feel like a rat in a wheel? Okay. And the opposite quality of hot? Yeah, all right. All right. How do you cool? What are some of the things in your life that you can bring to yourself to cool?
Like going outside. This is like really human and that just made me more irritable.
Yeah, right. Right. Exactly. Do you ever know people that are very driven and competitive? You know this type, right? All of us have part of that in us anyway. Summertime, they're worse, right? They're worse because the season is hot and humid and confrontational. It's just, it's creating if you're hot already and you're adding more hot, what happens? You get hotter. We're trying to create the opposite. So what's another cool thing we can do? Something cool. Perfect. Beautiful. Excellent. Anybody else?
I'm just confused because I'm always cold,
Okay.
but I have anger problems. So what the hell?
But your body's cold?
Yeah, I'm always cold. I love hot weather. Maybe I just love anxiety.
That's, I didn't share this about myself, but I'll share my story because it mirrors what you just said. I was 42 when I crashed, and I was a stress junkie. I loved to be on and go, 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 go. I had 150 employees. I had 4 children, single mom. They were tweens. I was trying to juggle a significant other. And the way I would prop myself up was sugar, caffeine, a little bit of alcohol from time to time, anything to just shoot my adrenals. I was an adrenaline junkie, and I crashed. But before I crashed, I had a very strong sensitivity to cold. I couldn't stand even being a little bit cold. I was freezing. In fact, in the summertime, I slept with a feather blanket with no air conditioning on. Does that sound familiar?
If I had a feather blanket.
You would use it, wouldn't you? Yeah, so that's a sign that you've depleted yourself to a point where you really need to address it and start to rebuild. And that requires you to really back off and shed some of the things that you don't really need. And we'll talk about how to do that. So let's go ahead and move on. Everyone understands qualities to a large enough degree that we can start to work with them. Yes? All right. We're going to move a little bit. We're going to jump ahead to the next page. So we're going to work with changing our capacity to cope with stress. Stress is not bad. It's our reaction to stress that is bad. Some of us like to have a little bit of stress, a little bit of vigor, a little bit of challenge. It's actually very, very good. But if we look at it as a negative aspect, then it's bad. So our reaction to stress. So the breath work that we just did, the alternate nostril breathing, and there's a lot of other things, but mostly nostril breath is your friend to keep stress at bay, your ability to down-regulate the nervous system so you can continue to chug along. All right? So pranayama, alternate nostril breath, if you want to make a note there, that's the big one. But there's lots of other ones, and we could get into that, but there's so much more we need to cover. Yoga. How many of you do regular yoga practice? Really long, tall hand. All right, great. It's an excellent way to keep things balanced.